welcome to Shane's Squiggle Studio. In this episode, I intend to revisit my childhood and show you some of the computers I grew up with. This episode will focus on the ZX Spectrum, since that was my first computer. I intend this to be a multi-part series, starting with the ZX Spectrum and moving on to other systems. In the early 1980s, a friend of the family brought round a rubber key ZX Spectrum 48K, I believe. Although he didn't have any games from what I remember, he plugged it into the TV, got it booted up, and I think showed some basic programming. I don't believe he had any games. Nothing comes to memory anyway. I was fascinated from that point onwards. I can't remember how old I was, but I'm guessing I was around 7 years old, probably a bit, give or take a few years. So that was my first introduction. There was a bit of programming involved, and I remember that. I don't remember the guy that much, but yes, that was my first memory. And it stuck in my head and started the journey into computing. My first introduction to computing was the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. I believe it's the 48K model, but I can't remember as I was way too young. But yeah, I managed to get one of these, although this one doesn't work. I will try and pop a video of what the error is on the screen, but yes. This is pretty decent condition. Keyboard wise, the paint's still pretty good. And from what I remember, I got this in a box. It's a box with loads of random stuff in it, like games and stuff. Although most of the games weren't good, there was a few decent ones in there. But anyway, the ZX Spectrum. Later on, we purchased the ZX Spectrum Plus 2, and I remember this one fondly. I used it an awful lot when I was younger. I had lots of games and used to spend pocket money going around the shop and buying the reduced games and some magazines. Some of the games I remember are Rescue, Mercenary, Escape from Targ, Rockstar Ate My Hamster, Driller, Colony, Dizzy, and Nether Earth. A little while ago, I purchased the ZX Spectrum from eBay. The nostalgia hit me, and I was taken back to being a child again, loading up the games, waiting for them to load, the noises of the tape loading, and then being able to actually play the game. Right, so my second computer was the ZX Spectrum. Not this exact one. This is an eBay pickup, like the other one I've just shown. ZX Spectrum Plus 2. This one works, which is good because the other one didn't. So here we go. Yes. Set that up quickly. I'm using a new power supply. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember where I got this from 100%. Oh, the feature was 8-bit. That's where I got this from. So yeah, I'm not using your original power supply. I don't really trust them. I'm sure it's probably fine, but yeah. So. And I'm connecting this up via SCART, so RGB to SCART. And there we go. That's the proper format. It does be stretched. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've checked that before. Right, so I've only got 3. There's a bunch of games that I remember from my childhood, but I've only got 3 at the moment. I'll try and get the others at some point, and I'll show you a few clips of what they're like in a moment. But the first one of my favourite games from my childhood is this one, called Rescue. It's hard to do this while from Mastertronic. Basically, you have to rescue a bunch of scientists in their experiments and get off a planet, all the while being attacked by these robots. Yeah, I think they're robots. So that's one. The second game I'd like to show you from my childhood is this one, Rockstar Ate My Hamster. Basically, it's a kind of an early management game, and yeah, it's quite fun. Yeah, it's a challenge choosing your stars and trying to get them famous, I guess, and #1 singles and stuff. But it's quite good. I remember that one fondly. And the last one that I've got is this one, Driller. Basically, one of the first kind of 3D games, and you basically have to stop a gas build-up on this planet, and you move from room to room, plopping down these drills, all the while solving puzzles and stuff. So yeah, that's my second one, and there are a few others, but I don't have physical copies of those, although I'm on the lookout for them. Right, one thing I forgot to do is plug a joystick in. So good time to test this. This is a new purchase from eBay, newish purchase from eBay, which I believe is basically just a Kempston interface to allow me to plug other joysticks in rather than just the Sinclair one. So good test for this. Right, so yeah, first thing you need to do is obviously switch it off, because not a good idea to plug edge connectors in while the device is on. So first thing I will do is turn that off, and then plug this in. So yeah, I suppose I think it might have a reset switch on it as well. But yeah, there we go, joystick interface. So that goes in the edge connector there. So like that, tight fit. And then the joystick goes in the port. Don't know if this joystick actually works, and I don't know if it works with the ZX Spectrum either, so that's another test. That goes in there. Right, power it on and see what happens. Okay, well, it's working still, so that's a good sign. Move the joystick out of the way, and I think we'll go with rescue. I haven't tested this yet. So yeah, basically, yeah, need to rewind, so I'll do that. It's probably on the other side too, but normally with these sort of games, you have the same thing on both sides, but I don't know 100% for this. It's got loading instructions on it. Type load, press enter. So we'll go with that option. Load, enter. And we'll do that in 128K, just in case there's any extra bits, which they may or may not be. Try that again. So yeah, load dash. Enter, press play, and then wait. Right, it's loaded. We're going to go with the Kempston joysticks, number 2, and let's see if this actually does anything. Well, that's not a good start. Maybe the joystick doesn't work. Though strangely, the music stopped when I pressed fire. Pressing fire. Interesting. Fire to start. I mean, we could always look in the redefine keyboard. Kingston, fire. That is so weird. Okay, so the fire works once you do that, and it works. So yeah, basically you run around. Right, this bit is always. Oh my gosh. Okay, basically you kind of touch to do that. I'm not going to play the whole game, but I'll just show you. See, there's Mr. Scientist. What you need to do is you need to find the one that's running around. Let's test the reset button on this thing. Well, the reset button works and the game works, so excellent. Right, I will show you some brief loading screens from these ones. I'm not going to use this to do it because it'd take too long. I'm going to show you some other ways you can play ZX Spectrum games in the next video. I had hoped I'd fit everything I wanted to in this video, but alas, it would have been a long one. I am new to this, as I mentioned in my previous video, so constructive criticism is useful. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions about anything in this video, please let me know. Thanks again. Cheerio.